Okay, welcome to Garage Mahal. Today I am working on a BMW 328xi. It's the 5-door, the wagon edition, 2007. I think I said that, and customers reporting that the car was stalling out. I went in. I'll post the errors that it had, but I mean it's got a bunch. 2 camshaft errors. I guess I had an emissions error, and on top of that, the main one, it was a crank shaft position sensor that went on it. Now, if you've seen a couple other videos online, they show guys getting the crankshaft position sensor from underneath the vehicle. They say do not go through the top, taking apart the air intake manifold, which I did. Primary reason is not that I have gigantic forearms, but I noticed that you had a lot skinnier mechanics that were going up from underneath and trying to like contort their arm to get into the spot. Now, if you look, now I use a little blue silicone grease to hold it onto the end of the socket, but you can see it. It's right down there. Let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully that will help. But that is your crank sensor right there, and that's the bolt with that blue silicone grease on top of it, and that's your starter. So it's a little difficult to get at, but these are all tools I used. You are going to need a couple of extensions, obviously, to make it a little bit easier. And then you have your 10 millimeter star socket, I guess they're called. And on a lot of videos it shows that it's an 8 millimeter. This one I found out it's actually a 10. And you definitely absolutely need a swivel on the end of that, because again, if you look, that is in a tight spot right underneath the starter. And if I zoom in again, see how it's kind of tight on top there to get the clearance. A straight shot's not going to work, so you definitely need to swivel to give you that little extra curve on there. And then when you take it out, that wire was a little bit of a bear getting off. But as you can see, top part of the motor, I mean, I took the air intake manifold off. There was a section on top for the wipers. There's a cover there that always gives you access to the back part of the BMW motor. And you can see all the various parts that I had to put all over the shop as I was getting that taken care of. But it should go back together relatively easy. And then on top of that, errors, she was also getting some camshaft errors, which are basically right there in front. So that should be a lot easier to get to overall. And again, if you're daring, there's some videos on how to get it from underneath. But like I said, if you're probably in your 40s or whatever, or you have larger forearms, that is going to be a little difficult to get at. Sorry, allergies are killing me up in the Northeast. But anyhow, overall, this probably took me about almost 4 hours to get to this part. Don't let that scare you. I spent probably a good hour or two underneath trying to be an agile gymnast, trying to get into that tight spot from underneath. I mean, I have a lift, so it wasn't that crazy. But my forearm just stopped me from getting into that tight spot, so I had to go this route, going from the top. This overall probably took me about 2 hours, and it was the first time I've ever had to deal with a BMW engine. Yes, it was absolutely a joy to deal with. But anyway, if you have a 328xi or similar series, that's probably what you're going to be dealing with. I'll look up what compatible motors there are for that 2007 year and just give you a general idea of what you're going to go through. Anyway, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and I'll give you an update video on how to do the cam shaft sensors here shortly. Okay?